Good evening. It's Thursday, March 24th, 2016. I'm your host, Rebecca Paganini. Money was at the forefront of at last week's Village of Larchmont Board of Trustees meeting as they discussed the 2016-2017 budget plan. Also in Larchmont, residents might have to pay a sewer rental fee. Let's stay tuned to hear more. The Mamaroneck and Weisinger School District Superintendents give us an update on what's going on in our local schools. More details coming up. Art sale for a good cause. Keep watching for In the Media with Mike Witch. With summer right around the corner, it's time to get those camp registrations in. Join our live conversation with the Village of Mamaroneck Superintendent of Recreation, Sandy Korkatzis, and owner of My Art and Design Experience, Jamie Weisinger. Today is all about the camp experience.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is the Local Live.
At last week's Village of Larchmont Board of Trustees meeting, the board discussed the 2016-2017 budget. However, the board is currently facing a $460,000 budget gap. According to Village Clerk Justin Dettino, main expenditure increase would include salary, operating and supply lines, transfers to the capital budget, debt service, health insurance, and workers' compensation insurance. Library and sanitation fees are also factors in the budget shortfall. The proposed law states that a property tax increase of 3.05% is necessary to balance the budget. For homeowners, this means a $177 increase on their average property tax bill. At the same time, the Village of Mamaroneck has set up a March 28th public hearing discussion of their 2016-2017 budget, and the same proposed local law to increase the tax levy will be discussed. Now in the town of Mamaroneck, the board passed the law to raise the tax levy, but only if necessary. However, their 2016-2017 budget passed without the need to increase it, according to Town Clerk Christina Battaglia. There is a proposal to make an amendment to the Village of Larchmont Code, Chapter 229, that will create a set of taxes, or more specifically, a sewer rental fee. The fee will cover sanitary sewer costs based on water consumption by property. The proposal is part of the New York State law that allows municipalities to impose a sewer rent, which will provide local governments to raise funding for maintenance of sewers in the local area. The village is in an agreement with Westchester County to conduct a sanitary sewer evaluation study, also known as an SSES, by May of 2018. The study will help determine what needs to be done by conducting an inspection of the sewer system. The study costs about $20,000. Village of Larchmont Administrator Justin Dettino provided further explanation.
The establishment of a sanitary sewer rent provision provides local governments a way to raise a dedicated source of funding to maintain and upkeep the sanitary sewers. The sewers in the village are old. They're probably the oldest infrastructure next to the water mains. And we've been becoming increasingly, let me rephrase that, we've been the source of increasing scrutiny to maintain and improve upon those sewers. To limit inflow and infiltration, that means clean water getting to the lines in which the county would otherwise have to treat. If they're not able to treat that water, it's released into the Long Island Sound untreated. Also, not able to treat that.
Currently, the town of Mamaroneck, Scarsdale, Port Chester, and White Plains have sewer rental fees in effect, while New Rochelle and Pelham Manor are considering a similar fee. On March 15th, the Larchmont Mamaroneck Local Summit hosted a superintendent of Weisinger School District, Dr. Peter Mustick, and Dr. Robert Schaap, superintendent of Mamaroneck Public Schools. They discussed the state of their schools, their district challenges, and the initiatives aimed at addressing the changing needs of their students. Dr. Schaap spoke on the possible school-based health center model at Mamaroneck Avenue School, the future of co-op camp, and budget challenges. Dr. Mustick also spoke about budget challenges, the pre-K week-long pilot program that would help children acclimate with public school before beginning kindergarten, and how AP language students are pairing up with elementary school students and parents to communicate on school matters. But both superintendents emphasized their upcoming budget hearings and votes and the difficulties to stay within the budget each year when state requires new additions but doesn't offer any aid. Let's take a listen at what Dr. Schaps had to say.
So in our particular case, as I said, we have a growing enrollment, which means that we have more sections of students, more teachers, etc. At the same time, we're dealing with challenges of changing demographics, of mandates from concussion management, okay, which certainly is important and critical to our safety of our kids. But none of these mandates come with state support. These are expectations at the local level, and then we have to identify resources. We have to actually invest in many different aspects of day-to-day experiences, but we are not seeing support in terms of Albany. At the same time, we're advocating for getting back state aid that was promised to us in years past that was taken away and now is being given out piece by piece, but doesn't account for the loss of state aid. So it really is a structural flaw, so to speak, in terms of dealing with what I would say is a lack of support, additional mandates, and the challenges of spending money on things without any choice.
Dr. Mustick added that on a recent trip to Albany for Lobby Day to discuss the expense cap and state aid, he, along with others, were told that, quote, the governor had no appetite to talk about this and things were fine as is, end quote. He stressed that the state aid and expense cap would do wonders for both districts considering how expensive it is to live in Westchester County, but also how important it is for parents to be involved and make their voices heard.
But what I did walk away and learn is it really comes down to your voices. We send the most tax dollars up to Albany, and we receive the less tax dollars back.
If you'd like to watch the full summit meeting or have access to other meetings, make sure to log on to lmctv.org and search for our video tab. Now here's Mike Witch to brief us on stories trending this week in our local media.
'Twas the threat of a wee bit of snow and a chill in the air that was reported in all the electronic media this week. It was enough to cancel the Sound Shore St. Patrick's Day Parade in Mamaroneck this year. Too bad, laddies. Rhinex High School softball team, last year's Section 1 champs, they're starting their new season. And the Daily Voice is featuring a video interview with head coach Joan Spedafino, her 32nd year with the team, along with senior team captains Katie Frioli, Rosella Salinitro, and Jackie DeChico. In the Loop, Girl Scout Kimmy Francavella writes about her wildflower meadow restoration project. The Ursuline High School student is working at the Sheldrake Environmental Center in Larchmont. She aims to develop and maintain a native wildflower meadow sustained by a diversity of wildlife, and she'll get a Girl Scout Gold Award for her work. On April 7th, you can pick up some art and help a good cause. The Furniture Share House is selling all sorts of artwork at Serenity Labs on Theodore Fremd Avenue in Rye from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Proceeds will help furnish the homes of families in need. Says the organizers, 25 such families are now living in empty apartments. The art is in all sizes, all media, and priced to sell. Get more information at furnituresharehouse.org. And finally, The Patch has news from Larchmont Library. It's an invitation to join the celebration of Westchester libraries on April 13th. Former Massachusetts Congressman Barney Frank will be the guest speaker at a breakfast. See The Patch for more information. Well, those are just a few of the local news items that caught my eye this week in the media. I'm Mike Witch.
We have our local trivia question up next, and don't go anywhere after that, because coming up we will be joined by Sandy Korkatzis and Jamie Weisinger, who will answer all your questions about local camps in our live roundtable discussion.
Good evening, and thanks for tuning in to our roundtable discussion. My name is Michael Witch, and this afternoon I had a laugh by reading Dan Bova's column that was in lowhud.com. It's called When Parents Go Camp Crazy, and really has to do with sleepaway camps. But you know, it's not too early to talk about sleepaway and day camps. And tonight our topic is local day camps, and we have with us two guests from several opportunities that our kids have in local day camps. Sandy Korkatzis is the Recreation Director in the Village of Mamaroneck, and welcome to Sandy.
Thank you.
And sitting right next to you is Jamie Weisinger, and you are the owner of MADE, My Art and Design Experience. And you're just like a half a block away from our studio.
I am. I'm right down the street. It's probably about 500 feet.
And this is your first time on LMC. Good.
Live, yes.
Live,
Yes.
okay. Sandy, you've been here before?
Yes.
Great.
Thank you for
So
having me.
let me start, Sandy, with you. And the Village of Mamaroneck has a well-known summer program. It's based at Harbor Island Park.
Yes.
And I took a look at your website this afternoon. You're already registering kids, right?
Yes. We're
And it looks like they have a lot of fun.
We're really excited. We have a lot in store for this summer, and we really just want everybody to experience the VMDC. And we have a lot of parents now that are sending their kids to VMDC. So we're just really, we've been working really hard and keeping kids unplugged, keeping them outdoors. We got a lot of new stuff that we're working on, and I don't know if you want me to go into it.
I
but
do, but not quite yet. But I want to congratulate Jamie because I think you are the only local store owner that's doing a kind of a summer camp workshop experience.
No, Artistry right next door is also doing a summer camp as well. I do
Okay.
know that. I'm sure Bachtrock and School of Rock are also doing summer camp programs, but I believe that I'm the only art enrichment program that's going on. That's a local business this summer.
Okay.
And it's my first time. I'm very excited.
Good.
Yep, we're
Well,
programming
we'll talk more about that. I want to go back to the Village of Mamaroneck. There's a video that is it up on your website now?
it is up on the website.
Okay.
It's also, we also created a camp brochure this year.
Okay.
To walk the parents through basically our typical day and our all-inclusive options.
Okay, but let's go to that video. We're going to show about 10 seconds of that video, and then we're going to talk more over it.
Sure.
So if we can play that video now. This is from the summer camp, day camp, the Village of Mamaroneck on Harbor Island Park. We're back on. Let's keep going with that video. Keep watching that video, and Sandy is going to talk over it a little bit. So tell us some of the fun that the kids are having. We see that they're swimming and they're having fun with a parachute device.
Absolutely. Well, our camp is all-inclusive. It's very important for the Recreation Department of the Village that every child have the same experience. So, you know, a parent has the option of, everything's included from trips to special events to our daily activities and typical day. So it's a 6-week camp with the option of a 7th week add-on. We start shortly after school ends, June 29th into August 12th. It's for ages 4 to 14. So VMDC and VMDC Waterfront, Village of Mamaroneck Day Camp. So our waterfront program is for our 7th through 9th, which is a waterfront and teen travel program. This year, we're really happy to announce that we have earlier hours. So our breakfast club starts as early as 7:30. We want everyone's kids. We want to have a great time, and we want parents to be able to comfortably get to work on time. And we have wonderful extended day programming that goes till 5 p.m. That includes playground, spray ground, waterfront activities, and our ratios are fantastic. They're well below what is mandated. So safety is our #1 concern and priority.
By ratio, you mean counselor to camper.
Absolutely. So not only do we have counselors, we also have a senior team, which consists of mostly teachers. Our camp director has a master's in education, and they literally pack up their classrooms and unpack our beach pavilion. And it's fantastic. There's tents everywhere. There's tons of shade. Arts and crafts and performing arts is in air-conditioned space, but for the most part, they're usually outdoors. We try to keep the kids unplugged and outdoors in the spray ground. They swim daily. We take them to Saxon Woods and the Hommocks Pool. They also swim in the harbor. They go kayaking, paddle boarding this summer is going to be new.
Wow.
They do pedal boating.
And you're looking at this brochure, and is this brochure available to parents now?
It is, and we can also email it to anybody that contacts the department.
Right.
I'm actually looking at it because I don't want to miss anything. Typical day includes swimming at the pools, like I mentioned. Outdoor sports and fitness encourages the kids to stay healthy.
Sure.
So we'll do Zumba and yoga and handball, basketball, kickball, soccer, all sorts of games with our 2 PE people. We have arts and crafts. Beach volleyball, boating, fishing, kayaking, castle building. We also do weekly themed clubs. So we'll have a beach club, we'll have a Lego club, we'll have that changes throughout. And we kind of ask the kids what they want to do with that. So
Right.
they'll even go and erect tents and do camping outdoors and marshmallows. So something we're really proud about that we're expanding on, the Village of Mamaroneck is expanding on with the Marine Education Center is last summer, we implemented trips to the Marine Education Center.
Right.
So they go 3 times a week. They learn about what's in our harbor, what's in their backyard. There's little touch tanks, and they're looking in the tanks, scavengers, they do seining. So they really learn a lot about the marine life.
You also take them off site, don't you? You go on field trips.
We absolutely do. Our trips are included. So that's the difference too, like an all-inclusive. So we don't want any kids to sit home during trips. So we have, we bring the fun bus in, we go to the library, bowling, stepping stones, Bounce You. A really nice one is the Maritime Aquarium. So
That's up in Norwalk?
Brownstone, Rockland Bulgers, a wave pool, the Beast, lake compounds. We can go on and on, but the nice
I want to go.
I do too. The nice thing is, though, each grade level, with the exception of pre-K, because we bring in a lot more for them. We don't like to bust the little ones, but each grade level will go on 4 or 5 trips, solid trips, nice trips. Special events are included. We try to allow the parents and the campers to get to know each other. So we do a family carnival night, and we also invite their friends to come see the artwork that the camp has created, and just kick back.
Now, one
and have a
thing
good
you
time.
told me that distinguishes you from, I think, a lot of other camps is you don't have a limit on the number of kids to be campers.
You know, even though our ratios are really small, we're considered a large camp. You know, last summer we had 277, and it's a beautiful, big park. And as long as kids want to come, we're going to keep registration open, which is not usually the typical. Being that we have counselors that want to work, we are hiring up until the last minute. So we're doing interviews from now until summer camp opens. So, you know, we just keep adding on more and more staff. We don't want to shut anybody out of the experience for the summer. And that's really great about the Village of Mamaroneck. They're very flexible in that sense. They'll allow us to do that. So registration is open. Registration will really start to
Pick up, I'm sure,
really start
soon,
to pick up. Yeah,
as the weather improves.
absolutely. So we're right in the beach pavilion in the harbor. So we'll take registration as early as 7:30 if they need it. But our normal hours are 9 to 4:30.
And the registration is in the beach pavilion. It's not by phone or email or
We feel it's a very
website?
personal experience. We really could, if we really had to, over online, but we want to make sure every parent understands all the material, picks out the right shirt size, and it's important that parent does come in and take time. We do payment plans too, so from now till camp starts, parents can take their time in the payment.
I want to ask you if there's any like financial assistance, but first I want to remind our viewers that our guests are Sandy Korkatzis, who just spoke, and she is the Recreation Director in the Village of Mamaroneck, and we're talking about the summer day camp at Harbor Island Park, and Jamie Weisinger, who's going to talk in a minute about her summer camp workshop experience in art and design. And if you have questions or comments, now's the time to call. Our number is at the bottom of the screen, and so is our email and our Twitter address. So financial assistance?
We do have scholarships. We also are looking for folks that are maybe watching that have experienced a VMDC and would like to maybe sponsor a camper for the summer.
Okay.
We do accept help in any way. The village does take sponsorship, and the village does take pride in subsidizing a lot of the cost of the camp, because for us it's just important that the kids have something fun to do for the summer. Typical camp day, kids go to the pool every day, performing arts every day, playground, spray ground, fishing dock.
You sure keep them busy.
We do. They probably exhausted by the time they get home.
And Jamie, you're listening to what Sandy is saying with, I know, excited eyes, because this is your first year doing this. So lots of ideas you can get.
No, it is my first year doing it, and actually one of the things that I am most interested in. I'll very quickly about what I'll be doing this summer.
Sure.
It's mostly art enrichment classes. So every week they'll come in. We'll have a certain theme, and we'll teach different techniques. We'll be doing different mediums of art, and kids will be able to bring home whatever they've made and display them in their homes.
And you brought some of the examples of some of the stuff that kids will make and bring home.
I did bring some examples. Some things we have here are featured from our room redo camps. We have the mosaic frame here.
A beautiful frame, yes.
A beautiful
with tiles
frame.
set in.
Yes, we'll do a trending and hipster camp, so we have our emojis and our Star Wars over here. We'll be doing something called Out of the Woods,
Yes.
in which we do different forest-themed projects, including this beautiful fox portraits, different clay and hand-building pieces. We'll be doing some glass fusing, pottery painting. It's a bunch of different things.
So your camp is going to run all summer?
It is running all summer, yes. So we'll be doing 8 weeks starting the 5th of July through the 28th of August, 28th of August. And we'll be doing Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay. And price-wise, are you competitive with any of the local other opportunities that kids have?
I believe so. We are $225 for the week, but we'll also be taking people on a daily basis. It's $60 per day. You get about 3 projects per day, 3 complete projects per day.
Yeah.
So I do think it's competitive. I want people to be able to come into the studio and take home something that they learn. If a child is passionate about art, I want them to be able to learn something, and that's the entire point of the art and design experience.
And your location is right at the corner of Library Lane and Boston Post Road.
We are. We're right across the street from Harbor Island Park, right down the street from LMC-TV. It's a beautiful location with a beautiful view. We'll also be we're open all day. It's a walk-in art studio. So even if you don't come to camp, you can still come in after camp hours and do an art project. And for the most part, most of the things that we learn in camp, you can implement on your own if you know how to do them.
Sure.
We'll also be doing picnic baskets with art projects that if you wanted to come in during the summer, you can take the picnic basket across the street into the park and do your art project there. And then you can bring it back to us, and whatever finishing process we need to do, we can do it.
A second ago you mentioned your proximity to LMC-TV, and I'm going to get really yelled at if I don't mention that LMC-TV is offering its own summer camp. There are 2 workshops that they're offering in movie making, and they're available to kids from 13 years old and up. And there are 2 sessions, one that begins on July 7th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I wrote down some notes, and of course, they're not at my disposal when I need them. And they'll be making a movie from script to acting to editing to camera work. All of that is under the instruction of Dina Schumacher, who is an award-winning filmmaker and happens to be the production coordinator at LMC-TV. And she's got people working with her. But there are 2 sessions. One starts in July, one starts at the end of July and goes into August. And to register, you need to call LMC-TV. And LMC-TV's number, if you don't know it already, is 381-2002. And the person you need to speak with is our Chief Operating Officer, Matt Sullivan, who's on extension 202. So with that little plug. Let me go back to you, Sandy, and ask you about costs. You said that there's financial assistance. Do you want to tell us what the cost is for kids?
Absolutely. The Village of Mamaroneck takes pride in subsidizing camp for the village residents.
Right.
So there is a $200 discount for village residents right off the bat. So if we take a look at the fees, we did mention it's an all-inclusive 6-week experience.
Right.
So our breakfast club is a nice way that we help families. So it's more for a convenience. That's $200 per family, but it's from 7:30 to 9 a.m. with that option. So it's not per child; it's per family. And what we have here is if we register from now till end of April, there's an early bird discount on top of that. It's approximately $112 or so. So camp from pre-K to 6th grade is $911, which is less than $34 a day, including trips and pool entry and busing to the pools. 7th through 9th is less than $40 a day. So that's basically a resident price. Non-residents, it goes up a little bit, but again, it's because of that subsidy, So we also have that 7th week add-on, which is, where is it here somewhere?
Well, all
all
that
on the
information
website.
is on that brochure, which has multiple pages.
Absolutely.
And the place to find the brochure is?
So it's at VOMsummercamps.com. Probably, I would say mid-April,
Okay.
around April 15th or so. It's a Friday. We'll have a play guide that'll be coming out, and that'll include all our waterfront programming, our special events, which I have the dates for, and it'll also include any new camps that we're offering. We're looking into a kayak camp.
Separate kayak camp.
Separate kayak camp as soon as school is out. And right now on our registration website for VOMrecdesk.com, we have any other programs. So if a child does not want to sign up for a 6-week experience, we also do learn to kayak. We'll be adding paddleboarding on there and our camp out and different other options for this summer.
It sounds rich. It sounds fun.
That's what we do.
You haven't forgotten about us adults, have you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
That's another
not.
show.
So actually, for Father's Day, we'll be doing a fishing charter boat that's coming in.
Oh.
And Mother's Day weekend, we'll be doing a clam bake. So we'll definitely keep you guys in tune once we
That
tie up
sounds good.
the rest of the details on that.
That sounds good. And is there a phone number you want to give out? I think it's appeared on the screen, but you can
Sure,
give it again.
777-7784. I do answer the phone as early as 7:30. I'm in the office, but we open 9 to 4:30. We know everybody's working, so we work around you. We'll answer your questions. They could drop us an email too. We're happy to help and answer questions.
And is there a last day for registration?
June 17th.
Okay.
So that gives us about 2 weeks. Again, we're still going to do the best we can do to accommodate. Worst case scenario, if it's the day after that, then
Now, your colleagues in the town of Mamaroneck and the village of Larchmont were unable to be here tonight, but they're also offering some camps. The town of Mamaroneck has a Camp Monroe. They have the Hommocks Playground Camp, and they sent us a little flyer that I believe is on their website. And they also have a preschool camp that's from the town of Mamaroneck, and they're registering now. They also sent us news about a bunny hop and a little bunny hop, which is a 5K run and walk on Sunday, April 10th. And I think you can find this information on the Town of Mamaroneck Recreation site. And as far as the Village of Larchmont, they offer a day camp at Flint Park, I believe, but we didn't get any info from them. But I know that there's info on their website from the Village of Mamaroneck, Village of Larchmont Recreation Department. And Jamie, you're starting to register now?
We're starting to register now, and
And
we will.
I guess you're going to continue on going until you fill up the
We do-
workshop.
Yes, so we have an 18 student cap on our workshops this summer, but we will accept registrations up until the week before camp starts for each session. So by Friday, we'll take our last registration for the Monday workshop.
Okay.
And that information will be available on Monday on our website, which is madeartstudio.com. Or if anybody wants to call for more information, it's 914-341-1922.
Okay, well, I thank you both for coming on tonight, and you're welcome to come back and talk in more detail, but now you parents have early word on the summer camp experiences for your kids in Mamaroneck and Larchmont. And for the Local Live, I'm Mike Witch, but don't go away because we've got more show coming right up, as well as the answer to the trivia quiz. I think I know it.
Looking for your child to have a great summer? Sign them up for LMC-TV's Team Filmmaking Workshop. Young people 12 and up have an opportunity to film, star, and direct in their own movies. Check out last year's participants. Don't let your teen miss out on a fun, productive summer. Sign them up today. LMC-TV, your community connection.
Bradley is an adorable Pekingese mix, approximately 10 years old and about 15 pounds. He has been living in a foster home with one other dog and is blind and will need time to adjust to new people and surroundings. He gets scared easily by loud noises and as a defense mechanism will growl and bark. Bradley prefers an adult-only home but could benefit from another calm dog to follow. Bradley is waiting to start his new life in his forever home. Remember, if you'd like to keep us on the air, support our program by checking out our website at www.lmctv.org. We really appreciate any contribution. We're also always looking for new volunteers and interns, so send us your emails to thelocallive@lmctv.org and join us. We love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Local Live. I'm Rebecca Paganini.